Math Class 20, Reading and Writing Decimals. Here we see a table with standard form, unit form, and expanded form. And we need to fill in the missing boxes here. So in the standard form, we're given 63 and 42 hundredths. So in the unit form, I'm going to represent what each of these digits is in terms of place value. So 6 tens, 3 ones, 4 tenths, 2 hundredths. Here I'm given 402 and 95 hundredths. That's 4 hundredths, 2 ones, 9 tenths, and 5 hundredths. So for the expanded form, I'm going to write 4 times the place value, 100, plus 2 times 1, because it's in the ones place. Plus my 9 was in the tenths place, so I need 9 times a tenth. Plus 5 times a hundredth. That's our expanded form. Here, I'm given the expanded form and the unit form. I'm going to look here at 3 thousandths, 5 hundredths, 8 ones, and 4 hundredths. And so I'm going to put my place values in. I know I have my decimal. Here's my tenths and my hundredths. So let's put our 4 hundredths. There were no tenths. Here I have my ones. I have 8 ones. This is a tens place. There are no tens. My hundreds place, there are 5 hundredths, and then my thousands place. I have 3 thousands. So 3,508 and 4 hundredths. Fraction addition and subtraction word problems. In Johnny's t-shirt collection, 1/4 of the shirts are blue, 2/3 of the shirts are red, and the rest are gray. What fraction of Johnny's t-shirts are gray? Well, let's first determine if we are looking at a whole collection, then Johnny's t-shirts would be one whole would be all the t-shirts. In this case, I see that I have blue t-shirts, red t-shirts, and gray t-shirts. So if I take the fraction that are blue and the fraction that are red and the fraction that are gray and add them all together, I should get one whole collection. Now here it tells me that 1/4 of the shirts are blue. Here I see that 2/3 of the shirts are red. And here I'm not sure what gray is yet, but that is equal to one whole. So here, let's add what we know we have first. 1/4 plus 2/3. I'm going to give them a common denominator. Fourths and thirds I can make common as 12. Okay, we want to make them twelfths. So here I'm multiplying by 3/3, a form of 1, and I get 3/12. So 1/4 and 3/12 are the same thing. Here I'm going to multiply by 4/4. That's a form of 1, which gives me 8/12. And so 2/3 and 8/12 is the same. So 3/12 plus 8/12 is equal to 11/12. Now I know that 11/12 plus my G has to be equal to that one whole collection. I know 1 can be represented as 12/12. So 12/12 minus 11/12 is equal to 1/12. So G must be 1/12. And I'm going to answer my question then. What fraction of Johnny's t-shirts are gray? 1/12 of Johnny's shirts are gray. There's a lot of work going on here, so I want to make this statement so that my answer is very clear. Interpreting a fraction as division. 3/8 is the same as 3 divided by 8. Mrs. Cable's shelves hold 22 books each. She has 132 books by 7 authors in her collection. What division problem could be used to find how many shelves Mrs. Cable will need for her collection? Rewrite the division problem as a fraction. Well, if she has 132 books by 7 authors in her collection, and each shelf we know holds 22 books, that's what's important here. We're not really worried about the question says, what division problem could be used to find how many shelves Mrs. Cable will need? We're not really worried about the authors here. We're going to take our 132 books and divide that by 22, because 22 books can go on each shelf. And so that is the same thing as 132 divided by 22 as a fraction. We just need the division problem and to rewrite it as a fraction. Shape attributes. Complete the hierarchy. Identify each shape by circling each name that applies. Then tell which is the most specific name and why. All right, so I know at the top of the quadrilateral hierarchy is quadrilaterals. Then comes the trapezoids. These are quadrilaterals that have at least one pair of parallel sides. Next comes my parallelogram. This is the quadrilateral, meaning a four-sided figure, that has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Then we get rectangles, which are quadrilaterals that have 4 right angles, and rhombuses, quadrilaterals that have 4 equal sides. Now, when I get a quadrilateral that has 4 right angles and 4 equal sides, I have a square. So shape 1. When I look at shape 1, it is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. It is a trapezoid. It has at least 1 pair of parallel sides. It is also a parallelogram. Notice that this set of sides is parallel as well, so it has 2 sets of parallel sides. Now, to be a rectangle, it has to have 4 right angles. I see 2 obtuse angles and 2 acute angles, so it is not a rectangle. And to be a rhombus, again, it has to have 4 equal sides. In this case, the sides are not equal. These 2 are equal, and these 2 are equal, but not all 4 are equal. And since it's not a rectangle and a rhombus, it can't be a square. So most specifically, shape 1 is a parallelogram. Because it's a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides. Let's look at shape 2. Shape 2 is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. It is also a trapezoid. It has at least 1 pair of parallel sides. It is a parallelogram. Notice that it doesn't just have that one, but it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. It is not a rectangle. It does not have 4 right angles. It is a rhombus because all 4 sides are equal. And it can't be a square because, again, to be a square, it has to be both a rectangle and a rhombus. So the most specific name for shape 2 is rhombus, because it's a quadrilateral with 4 equal sides. And our last box here is order of operations. We need to solve each problem following the order of operations. Well, the order of operations is parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division should be done together from left to right, followed by addition and subtraction done together from left to right. So I'm going to go through my problem here and see, do I have any parentheses? I sure do right here. So 2 plus 8 is 10. I'm going to bring everything else that I have not accounted for down. And I'm going to move to the next step in the order of operations, exponents. We don't have any. So now I can do multiplication and division together from left to right. I have multiplication here. 5 times 10 is 50. And then I'm going to divide that by 2. So 50 divided by 2 is 25. So now I'm going to bring everything else down that I have not accounted for yet. We did not do the subtraction yet. So now we're going to do addition and subtraction together from left to right. Here I have 100 plus 25 is 125, and then I'm going to subtract 40 from that. And so I have 85. Final answer. For B, again, I'm going to look through the orders, parentheses first. 1 plus 7 is 8. I'm going to bring everything else that I have not accounted for down. And I'm going to move to the next step. There are no exponents, so I will look at multiplication and division together from left to right. I have 8 times 5, 2 times 8, and 2 times 3. Here is 40, 16, and 6, and I'm going to bring down everything else that was not accounted for. Now I'm going to do my addition and subtraction together from left to right. I have 40 minus 16, which is 24, minus the 6 gives me 18. Final answer.